What is the breath to you? How do you know there is a breath? Is there a where? Where do you receive the breath? Where does it land in sensation? Does it land in a spot that's never changing? Or does it land in a sensory field that is constantly shifting and changing? When we come to meditation, we think, I am breathing. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. So we think breathing lands in a self somewhere. Breathing in lands in a self. Breathing out lands in a self. So can we attune to there is this in breath, there is this out breath, and investigate if by looking at things this way, whether there is a self that collects and holds all experience, a place where this in breath goes and is held forever. All things that arise disband. Is it true of this in breath and out breath? There are these sensory organs, nerve endings, musculature that produce the breath. More importantly, there's subtle sensory organs that report oxygen flow in the form of pleasure. It's very subtle. People go their whole life without noticing that the secret language of sensation is pleasure. There's a lot of mind noise, and chatter, and yearning for this, and not wanting that, and grief and loss and daily experience. There's a lot of covering things under the carpet, not wanting to look at the nature of things as they are. All things come and go. Our yearnings and our rejections of this and that are useless. The world follows its own laws of impermanence. Things are conditioned by prior moments, not by a self controlling things now. I'm healthy now because I ate yesterday, I drank water, I rested, I laughed. There are these conditions that are set in place not by oneself. Just habit mind. doing things in this way, which were set in course by parents taking care of their bodies, telling me to take care of mine and theirs before them. There's no beginning to causation, it's unending. There's no ultimate self to point to. All things are conditioned. Hearing ultimate wisdom like that is calming for one who knows. It's reassuring. When yearning and clinging and craving and pushing and pulling is settled, there's just a keenness in the mind to see more and more of the fabricated, made up stories we're telling ourselves about who we are and what we carry, what we pretend to hold, and what we actually are. What's natural, what's already there. We finally attune our minds to this naturalness, what's already there. In the instant there's an artifice, we sense it, we watch it. The story arises. I don't like this soreness in my knee. This is my knee. I need to do something about it. I need to move. Opening up to things as they are is opening up to the pure sensation of knee pain, which is free of the image of a knee, free of the heat sensation that the pain is causing. Of course, it can be anywhere. I'm just using a knee. Could be just soreness, fatigue. So when I close my eyes to meditate, I attune to that deeper core, because daily life will necessitate that we play the game. Social conventions work situations. There's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of an endless depth. Our call is to follow that endless depth. It's not really an object. You can say this object is superior in authenticity to that object. It's merely a correlation, a correspondence. Suddenly you just see that old desire, not wanting to look at suffering, not wanting to truly open to it. You see it altering the sensation of the breath, altering the mind's relationship to what's arising. We're working with ignorance, we're working with lying, covering up. We trust what's arising predominantly in the breath. Any sort of deep subtlety of energetics of the breath, any sort of fullness. It's a vast sensory field. We set aside thoughts of this is my body, this is the room, identities. All we do is train like this. We've trained a good deal. We can train like this all the way to the end of suffering, all the way to full liberation. It's a kind of mindfulness, bodily sensation, mindfulness of the mind at the same time. It's a kind of investigation, all there's curiosity there. There's an attunement to that natural effervescence and joy that leads to concentration and non-identification. So all the factors of awakening are there. So this is a practice we can trust. And if you can, just rest in that boundless consciousness, that equanimity. It's very healing. All the little creepy crawlies of the mind will come out to play. You won't identify with them. They'll lose their sting. It's a great way to release the triggering little knots that keep identity here. You don't escape from suffering through numbness. We don't escape from samsara through just equanimity. We can hang out there for a while, but we have to enter back into connection, to contact. But better contact than the pleasurable breath sensation. Bring that equanimity back there. Spaciousness. Notice the mind wanting to hide, push away, not enter, to fall asleep, to be insensitive to suffering. Path is a resensitization back inwards. But we don't, it's not one or the other. We don't abandon the gifts of that boundless consciousness, that boundless openness. When the two connect like that, there's explosion of energy and joy. It's boundless. And there's a little bit of joy somewhere in the breath, which is just the natural language of breathing. There's joy everywhere. It's the path of fullness. See if you can connect with even a sliver of awakening to that joy, that underlying inner joy. Rested contact with presently arising sensation. What is the world? Where does the world end? What is the fate of the world? Traps our consciousness. What's the drawback of that bait? What's the escape? Let's cultivate metta together, bringing our hearts together as one. It's not in separation that we liberate. It's this liberation is already liberated, expressing itself here. Its nature is already that which is shared. That which is gathered. When we recognize that, there's a ignition of warm radiance in the heart. When we experience that one expression of radiance in the heart, all participates in that. Becomes boundless. There's no direction. We can test that that's true. It's a boundless radiance everywhere. There's no projecting it. There's no forward or backwards or right or left or up or down. It's just immediate knowing. That's the meta of an awakened one. With this, we may wish, may all beings be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May they live with ease. May all beings seeking ease find ease. May the suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief. And may all beings find relief. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.